All right, so according to this, we are live. Finally, Kelly had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, had some gremlins up in there.
Yeah, it's all the gremlins in her new laptop.
New laptop. Gremlins in the new laptop. That cost lots of money.
It's okay. You know what? This is the first time you've tried using it. It might be a little shy.
Yeah, she's shy. We're gonna chalk it up to the campground's shoddy internet.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, I mean, like internet would be much easier on like a smaller device, I find too. So.
Yeah, well, I told Logan whenever we get to the new place, because I don't know if you've heard, but we might be getting a fixer-upper to flip into a rental.
Yeah.
And it's 4 bedrooms, so that means I get an office room, and I'm like, the router is going right in the office. It's going to be like right above right underneath my desk, so that way whenever I'm streaming from the laptop, it can be right there.
Yes. Yeah. Or what you could do too is you could get like one of the cords that actually like plugs directly into it as well.
Yes. Is that Ethernet?
I think it's Ethernet, yeah. But do you have a MacBook Air or a Pro?
Air.
Ooh, you'd have to buy a connector for that then. Because I
don't want to buy more shit. Apparently this thing cost $1,000.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love my little MacBook Air though. It's so nice.
I'm having so much fun with it and like messing around with it and like enjoying myself with it. And then we started to stream.
And then it got real mad real fast.
Yes. Oh, and then Logan wants me to, because I was talking about getting a planner, right? A planner.
She wanted to buy a planner when she has a $900 planner sitting in front of her.
And I was trying to explain to him that I wanted it because it's paper and I can touch it and feel it and use my pretty pens in it. To which he said,
"Oda, I shouldn't have even bought you a computer. I should just bought you like $900 worth of paper and a planner." That's what I did.
The sass.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I totally agree though.
I did. I said I wanted a physical copy.
You have a physical copy. It's made of metal and glass and electric.
Yeah, no, I totally agree though. I have my work schedule on my phone and on my I plan it like that. But when it comes to like recording, like writing related things, I like it having it in a book so I can see it all at once.
You got any?
Oh no.
You want to stash Jordan now?
I'm convinced y'all just trying to kill the trees.
Most of them are recycled though, so like really we're helping.
Yeah, I believe the notebook I'm using right now is actually a recycled notebook.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So right now what I'm trying to do is get my November schedule all wrote out on pretty paper because I want to hand Logan a physical copy because when I tell him I have stuff to do, he forgets. The day comes and he makes plans or something. So I have to hand him
or hand schedule, yes.
Yeah. Otta, you do. You forget shit. Like you got you do, Otta. You're an old man. It's okay. No shame in it.
Do you forget and think that you told me, but you really didn't? So then you flip it and you're like, Uno card. You're like, oh no, you forgot. And then I'm over here like, no, you never told me because you never really did.
Listen here, guys. He has a terrible memory and he knows it.
Do I? Do I know it if it's that terrible?
Yes, motherfucker.
I remember when I know it. You have to trust us.
Welcome to my marriage, everyone.
Yeah,
it's so much fun all the time. Keeps me on my toes.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah,
cute.
We have a co-star, and this time it's not Luna. It's Logan. Everyone, prepare.
Yes.
Well, I'll have y'all. I beat Final Fantasy VII on hard.
Oh yeah, that was the big accomplishment today.
Yeah, and I only had to play the back scene like 12 times.
That's
likes
good. That's good.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
We've got to replay it so many times though. I was great.
So Renata is here. She's celebrating her friend's birthday today, so she just left her like, and then she had to head out.
Totally
And
cool.
then Haley's World is here. She's saying hi. So hello, Haley. And I'm doing good. I'm still very full of sushi. So full of sushi.
Do you like the wasabi sauce?
No, cannot do wasabi.
Oh, yum, 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 yum.
No, my sister does, but I don't. Mm-hmm.
I love wasabi.
He
I'll
likes
eat the
spicy.
wasabi by itself.
How's your day going, Kelly?
I mean, it's actually going pretty good. It's been more of a mellow day. I hit about 3,000 words in the mini that needs to be done by Friday.
Nice.
Yeah, spoiler for anyone who's watching, but tomorrow I'm going to try to record a video on my MacBook and then use iMovie to edit it. Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
see.
it's actually really easy. I will try really hard to remember to send you a link to the video that I use to teach me how to use it.
Well, I was talking to Kahila and she sent me like this whole instruction on how I could still record on my phone and basically upload the video to my drive and then access my drive from the laptop and then do it that way so I can still record from my phone. But I'm just like, man, that's a lot of work, Kahila. I'll just record from this.
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna record for me? Gonna be my cameraman?
And edit it.
Oh, you gonna be my editor too?
Oh, I quit my day job.
You hear that?
I'm a YouTube editor.
Okay, but for real, like real quick, aesthetic wise, like, cause I forget whose stream I was chatting in the chat, and I think it was Angela Ann. She was doing something, and they were all like, Life of Angelina was there, Hudson, Diane, Sarah was there, I think, but she had to dip out. But anyway, oh, there's Luna.
Hi, Luna.
But somehow aesthetics got brought up. I think Gio said something, but anyway, aesthetics got brought up, and I was like, is a hot mess an aesthetic? Because that's my aesthetic, is hot mess. But then I forgot Logan purchased these very nice aesthetic lamps. What do you think?
Those are so pretty.
Aren't they?
Yes.
It looks like a house of fur in there, doesn't it?
Yes. Exactly what I was thinking.
Yes. Yeah, Luna. Okay. So now that we have our 20-minute discussion out of the way, and you got to say hi to everybody.
Yes. Haley's World said that they already did 344 words today, and they're going to stay until they get 500 words or they'll read a book after.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good goal. Yeah, honestly, pretty attainable, I think.
Child, you're fine. Yes. Child.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, Luna.
She's talkative today. She's just
she's
in a mood. A moody mood. That gets her in the mood. Totally fine now.
Yeah.
Oh, she might want to know something.
Want to snack? Yeah, she wants
yes. Would you like to start off with your spoopy story, or you want me to today?
I will let you, because I have to re-find it because the original website was up on my phone. So,
yeah, but now you have to stream from your phone. So
now I gotta find it from the laptop.
Yep. All right. So today I borrowed my sister's "Welcome to This Neck of the Woods" mug.
Mm-hmm. Cute.
Super cute. Giant moose on it. Did you know moose are basically like the size of a truck?
Interesting. No, I did not.
Yes, like literally probably the size of like a pickup truck too. Like they are not little. Also, hello, Laura Nettles.
Hello. Oh my goodness. So you guys want to see this this banner on this website real quick?
Yes.
Do you see it?
Yes. That is so fun.
Okay, continue on with your story.
Awesome. So today I thought I would talk about one of my mom's favorite mythical creatures, let's say.
Oh.
So, yes, I know. I was telling my mom, I'm like, oh, I've picked my spooky thing for this week. And she's also very happy that this is the last week and we're over after this.
Until next year.
Until next year. And I was telling her, I was like, oh, okay, I got the perfect thing I want to talk about for this week. And she's just like, so I told her, and she was like, oh my gosh, like you want me to be like a guest speaker on there?
Oh, your mom is so cute.
I know. So today I'm going to be talking about the Wendigo.
Ooh.
I knew it.
Yes.
I knew it. I'm like, she's going to say Wendigo.
Yes.
I don't know how, but I knew it. And I'm here for it. I love me some good Wendigo stories.
Yes. So I actually didn't know. Okay, so for one thing, I'm going to get the origin here. So this is a mythical creature or like evil spirit from folklore of First Nations Algonquin tribes.
Yes.
Yes, originally based out of like the northern forests of Nova Scotia, and then also too along the Great Lakes region of Canada and Wisconsin. But yeah, which I didn't know about until I actually watched Markiplier's playthrough of what is it, Until Dawn?
Yes, it was so good.
Yes, and and then I was also like, oh yeah, no, that was in a Supernatural episode, like back in like season 1.
Yes.
Yes. So I didn't know about Wendigos until like then, which was really cool. Which is also really interesting about this too is that out of all of like mythical creatures and like folklore and things like that, the Wendigo is actually one of the ones that's like has only recently kind of become popular. Whereas like, like Bigfoot and all those types, they've been like so famous for so long. But yeah, not the Wendigos.
Yeah, because they're creepy AF.
Oh, they're so cool. I was looking at some of like the pictures and stuff like that, and oh, they're so creepy, and I love it.
The artwork, have you seen people draw them? It's sick. The artwork is great. It's phenomenal.
Yes.
Ooh. I want to like drop this like little fun tidbit. I like dropping Easter eggs and live streams about my books. But they're not really Easter eggs. It's just like I'm telling you this is going to be in the book. So right now, obviously for Nano, me and RP working on Project Fun, right? So right now Project Cursebreaker is still shelved. But because Project Cursebreaker, Alara's kingdom is like the gray kingdom because all life is like basically dying or dead. And the forest around the castle where she meets up with Birdie, the troll, her companion, I'm going to put freaking Wendigos or Wendigo-like creatures in it.
Ooh, that is so cool. Those are so creepy.
I'm so excited.
Yes. Okay. So they're normally depicted as a monstrous, malevolent spirit with some characteristics of a human, or as a spirit who has possessed a human being and then turned them into a Wendigo. And that its influence is said to evoke acts of murder, insatiable greed, cannibalism, and cultural taboos against such behaviors. And what's really cool about this too is it actually is part of like a medical term now. It's called Wendigo psychosis, which is when a patient has symptoms such as intense cravings for human flesh and fear of becoming a cannibal.
Properly named.
I know, right? Hold on. I have 3 websites pulled up right now. One of them had such a cool description of it, and I can't remember which one it was. I am more organized than I usually am, though.
Proud of you.
Thank you. So Basil H. Johnston, an Ojibwe teacher and scholar from Ontario, actually gave this description. So the Wendigo was gaunt to the point of emancipation. Oh no! Wow, emancipation. Emaciation. Its skin pulled tightly over its bones. With its bones pushing out against its skin, its complexion the ashy gray of death, and its eyes pushed back deep into their sockets, the Wendigo looked like a gaunt skeleton recently disinterred from a grave, with lips that were tattered and bloody, unclean and suffering. There's a lot of words in this one. I don't really know what they mean, but I understand. And it gives
their lips are chapped.
Yes, very, like super chapped. You know, like when you're out, like just chilling in the winter, and then you come back in and you realize, you know, your lips are just kind of like they're bleeding because you have been like out and about for so long without putting moisturizer on them.
That sounds like a Canadian problem. I mean, it gets pretty cold in Ohio, but not that cold.
Yes.
I guess Logan's lip they do it all the time in the winter. I'm gonna start sending him with some chapstick to work.
Yes. Oh, it gets so bad. But yes, so the Wendigo gives off a strange and eerie odor of decay and decomposition of death and corruption, which I didn't know corruption could have a smell, but it does.
Probably smells exciting.
Yes, right?
It sounds like Mako energy.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. There was more. One of them. No, not this one. Ooh, so the Algonquin people say that during the turn of the 20th century, a large number of people of their people from their tribe went missing, and then they attributed the many disappearances to the Wendigo, and thus calling him the spirit of lonely places.
You want to hear some crazy
Obviously.
native lore that whenever I was looking into for Project Quinn, you know, I found out because I was looking more into like the Shawnee tribe, which was like at one point in the Ohio River Valley before being forced to move west towards like Oklahoma and stuff. And they're the goddess or the transformative hero for them was like, I'm not going to say her name because I'm going to butcher it, but it basically means our grandmother. If I can see it, I can say it, but I don't have it in front of me, so I can't say it, but I know it means our grandmother. And she, in one of the creation myths or one of the myths, she predicts about these white-skinned devils who were going to come in and move the First Nations and basically bring about all this corruption.
Ooh. That's interesting.
That's what I thought. I was like, I'm gonna get so into this.
Yes. Luna, are you excited about the Wendigo too?
She's excited because I'm eating Twizzler and she thinks she's gonna get some. We got her veggie straws.
Cute. Basically the same thing.
It's healthy. It has veggie in it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is basically all I have. I don't have any what's it called? Direct stories from this one. It's like every single time someone came in contact with one, obviously they're dead. You know?
I was telling Logan this the other night. It has nothing to do with the Wendigo, although I could see a Wendigo-like creature doing something like this, and it would freak me out. So, you know, the next place we're supposed to be camping at is like one of the biggest places in Ohio that's actually in the Sasquatch Triangle. If y'all were at that episode, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where we're supposed to go camping. Apparently there's a lot of Bigfoot, right? And I was going outside, and instead of walking all the way down to the bathhouses to go pee and like at like midnight, I just go outside and pop a squat because I have no shame.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I like looked up above the RV on like the roof, I was like, could you imagine if there's a Bigfoot up there or like a Bigfoot crawling underneath the RV to get at me?
Yep.
And I was like, ooh, could you imagine like a bony Wendigo-esque like creature doing that? And I was like, no, couldn't.
Mm-mm.
No, I
Mm-mm.
die.
That's too bad. I'd rather die by something like a werewolf versus a big hairy.
Like a big hairy ape-like human.
That would suck.
Honestly, yes. This is actually one of my favorite pictures of the Wendigo that I could find. So this is an indigenous interpretation of it.
Yeah, see, I found that on Pinterest and I did some digging and I was like, oh, so this is like not just some like, oh, I'm putting my spin on it. This is like actually from an indigenous group. So I was like, might put that in the book.
Yeah. So some of the accounts will put antlers on it, and then some accounts don't. All of the images that I could find of it, people had put the antlers on it.
Also, not Wendigo related, but you were talking about how there was a certain tribe that like lost a good chunk of its people, and just to throw it out there, Native women are one of like the most women that gets taken or go missing in the U.S. And they're just gone.
In Canada too.
Yeah, and it's freaking stupid, and it's gone. Like they're just gone, and no one wants to go look for them or do anything.
Okay. In Canada, we do have a. I think it was a couple. When the Trudeau government got elected, they did put together a committee to kind of like start actually like, putting like all this data together. But it's been like 4 years and nothing, like no results really. So I don't know.
That freaking sucks because like, regardless of like ethnicity, we're all like people, and if there's people going missing and it's like a specific group of people, it makes you wonder why.
Yeah, but it sucks.
It does suck. I'm sorry, I had to bring that up because you were talking about like they blamed it on the Wendigo, and I'm like, no, people are stupid and like dumb and mean, and they're just like that they're not. I don't mean that they're dumb for blaming it on the Wendigo or saying it was the Wendigo. I mean that, like, other people are dumb and mean, and then this happens. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about it.
Yeah. All right. So we'll catch up on the comments here. Haley was asking what everyone's working on today. So we are actually only going to be going until 8 o'clock because of Kelly's current living situation. So unfortunately, we won't really get to any sprints tonight. But yeah, if everyone wants to like write while we are just chatting, you go right ahead and tell us how productive you're being. Because Haley's working on a nightmare story, which is so cool.
Yeah, I want to hear a nightmare.
Yes.
I'll let you catch up on comments and then I'll tell you.
Okay. Laura just submitted 2 horror short stories for consideration in 2 anthologies. That is so cool. Good job. Luna also thinks that's great.
She thinks it's wonderful, Laura.
Yeah.
Hello, Vixen.
Hello.
I love her username. And then Mama Ward.
Yeah. Oh, so cold. I can imagine. Yeah, it's also getting really cold here. Okay, so Laura's one is a gothic romance with ghosts. Amazing. And the other is a Victorian Englishman who explores the Paris catacombs with a pale guide. He encounters witches, demons, cats, ghosts, and more. Dude, that sounds so cool. You know what you need to do, Laura, is you need to write your own anthology of just like all these like little like horror short stories and then just publish that yourself.
Yes. If you have the means to.
Yes, exactly. Wattpad also.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Vixens is working on working between sci-fi drama comic and nano outline, which is fantasy. Lots to do. I feel that. And then jumped, but Haley's World is looking for monster suggestions. They have monsters in their book, but having trouble figuring out creatures. Does anyone have suggestions? Yeah. Oh,
I do.
Honestly. Okay. Yes, Kelly. Here we go.
Okay, so I don't know if you've ever heard of a wraith, but you can always throw them fuckers in there. They're really good and they're really powerful too, and they're really good for plot device because so before a wraith becomes a wraith, they were like a powerful wizard, and basically there was a name exchange because names have power, and if you get the only way to kill that fucker is if you get its name right. You have to guess its name. And that's what kills it. There's also Logan was talking about werewolves earlier. There are other rare creatures. So there are rare bears, there are rare rats, all sorts of other rare creatures. And then talking about like gorgons, there is a type of other snake creature. And it's not a gorgon, but it is like a mermaid, but with a snake bottom. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what you mean. I can't remember what it's called either.
Yes, but that is a thing. You could always do with cat people too. Throw in some cat girls,
Oh yeah, this dude doesn't like those.
Oh, dragon. Like if you want to take from D&D, you can do some dragonborn. My personal.
Yes. So like Laura was just asking, like, does the story take place on Earth? What's the environment? And we got a small town, and Haley's calling them nightmares. So it's these people that come into town randomly, and they have different nightmares. Oh, interesting.
It sounds very R.L. Steiny.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
We're on the same wavelength tonight.
Yeah. And then mountains and desert beyond the town. Ooh. Honestly, that does make me think of so the reason why my mom was so excited about the Wendigos is because Wendigos are also sometimes called skinwalkers. So there is the I think it's on Discovery or the History Channel, I can't remember which one, that is doing an investigation into Skinwalker Ranch down in Texas. So that's just what that like mountains and desert makes me think of. So you could also potentially have like some sort of like Wendigo like creature in there too.
Also, I was learning that a half vampire, half human is called a Dhampir. So you can have a Dhampir.
I also like this. Working on a flash fiction of a teapot that screams with the voice of the undead. I love it. I love it so much.
That sounds lovely. I love all this creativity. Honestly, I'm writing October's Mini, and I feel like it has just been told so many different times, but I guess we'll see if it gets any comments or anything whenever I post it up on Wattpad.
Yeah, because it honestly, there is literally no original stories left. It's the only original way is how you tell them, right? So no one's going to tell a story like you do.
No, but like the teapot that screams with the voices of the dead, that's I haven't heard of that. That's very interesting.
I've heard of like vases and things like that. Yeah, I can't remember which culture it is, but like I just distinctly remember the scene from Kung Fu Panda, where he's going down the hall and then he's just like, oh yeah, no, then this is like the jar of 1,000 souls or something like that, and Poe knocks into it and knocks it on the ground, and as he's trying to like sweep it up, and they're all just kind of like doing like ghostly moans as he's trying to like put the pot back together.
There was something we were watching, I think it's called like Born in China. It was an animal documentary on Disney. And it was on like for kids and stuff. And we watched it, and Luna loved the pandas. So then I did like more looking into the pandas, and because of like the black and white fur, they're like the perfect embodiment of like yin and yang.
Yeah. Oh. And yes, Laura suggested dried out from the sand and withered but well preserved, and like bog body. Yes, that would be really cool.
Yes.
Like bog bodies, but sandy.
sandy bodies.
Yes.
Also, if there's gonna be, yes, I knew it was like something like that. I knew they had a name, and I knew they weren't gorgons, but I was like, it's snake like a gorgon, but it's like the mermaid snakes, and they're so interesting and cool. I used to have this book of monsters, Haley, and I wish I could find it, but because I moved so much whenever I was younger, I lost it somewhere in the move, or I gave it to a friend, and then we moved, so I never got it back. But one day I'm going to reorder this book, and I don't even know what the name of it was. I just remember the cover and the illustrations.
Yes.
It's great.
Okay, I am finally caught up on comments.
Okay, so I had a nightmare, and after I tell you this nightmare, we'll get into like the little story I have. Yeah. But Logan was making fun of me because in the nightmare we got burgled, and he was like, "What the hell did you just say?" I was like, "We got burgled." And he's like, "We done did there, got burgled," and I was like, "Yes, Logan, we were burgled." He's like, "Robbed, Kelly? You mean we got robbed?" And I was like, "No, we got burgled."
Yeah. Like, oh, I had this nightmare that we got burgled and blah 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 blah. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I had a nightmare that we got burgled. And I was like, what are you saying? Burgled. And I was like, burgled? What is burgled? And she was like, burgled? Whenever somebody's burglaring, I was like, robbed? You mean robbed?
I understood burgled.
Being robbed?
Yeah. And then he was like, and you call yourself a writer.
Burgled. I mean,
honestly, sometimes you just have to write things down like that, and then just let yourself you just have to continue, and then draft 2 will come, and you're just like, I think I know what I meant by this.
Little did they know they were about to be burgled.
Yes. I like it.
Burgled.
All right.
I don't know what that means, but they get it.
So I am on this hauntedhawking.com.
Ooh, fun.
Yes. So let's talk about the Moonville Tunnel.
Ooh.
At least 26 people have met their death near it. Along the surrounding tracks and tunnel, some come back to haunt the living and maybe pull them into their grasp. Theodore Lawhead is one of the ghosts lurking there. His train crashed into another in 1880. Even as far back as the middle 1880s, trainmen saw his ghostly form carrying a lantern toward the tunnel. But if you think you've got it in you, take a trip there. Watch for the ghosts and beware. They would like you to stay, adding to their numbers. Oh, and bring bug spray. If the spirits don't get you, the mosquitoes will. Because in Ohio, the freaking mosquitoes are alive and well, and they're thriving, and I wish they wouldn't.
Yes.
But
yes.
this just has a lot of little like short stories. So another one is in Rogues Hollow. It's called Crybaby Bridge.
Ooh.
So in Doylestown, Ohio, a young woman was spurned by her sweetheart when he found out she was pregnant. When the child was born, she tossed it into the cold waters. If you stand on the bridge, you can hear the child's wails, and you might even see the mournful mama.
Ooh.
That is that.
You gotta look for the one by I'll think of the name of the place.
You're talking about Egypt Valley?
Yeah. The witch that the girl that was accused of being a witch because all her kids kept dying, ended up like cutting her head off, buried her body in one spot in her head in some other spot.
It happened.
I think I have heard of that.
Well,
I think BuzzFeed Unsolved might have done that one.
I was gonna say, I know we talked about Egypt Valley because that's whenever I talked about the 13-year-old girl that was like engaged to the 22-year-old coal miner. Yeah, because I remember we were talking about that. But yeah, that was another story from there, is that this woman's children just kept dying, and then they thought that she was a witch. So then they go and they chop off her head and dismember the rest of her body and just bury her in different places throughout Egypt Valley. Logan, do you have any personal spooky stories you want to tell since you're on?
Yeah.
Debt?
It was whatever. How are you gonna spoil it like that?
You don't say that.
I was gonna say, well, back whenever I was young and the world was my oyster, I still had belief. Tax time was rolling around and I thought I'd get money back, but I did it. No, actually, we did get Egypt Valley. Me and 4 other people actually did go to Egypt Valley, and I remember I had a nice, well, not nice. It was nice to me, but it was an older Escape at the time. And I remember whenever we pulled up there and we had a little fire going, my one friend had one of those old Polaroid cameras, and she was taking pictures all around us and kept trying to take pictures of where me and my one friend was sitting, and it just kept showing up black. Like the flash was on everything, and every time she took a picture, it would just be black. But whenever she'd take a picture behind her or around anywhere else, it would come out fine. And then I remember the car shutting off, and then we ran back into it real quick and started back up. It was like, okay, we're done.
Oh man, yeah, I would not be sticking around long for that.
There was, I don't know if I told you about this. Have you ever heard about the shadow man in a hat?
It sounds familiar, but I can't remember.
Okay, so I have been like, I don't know if it's just because like I have this extra perception or what, but I'm very sensitive to spirits, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't like see them like I see you, but I can feel energy and I can like see faint outlines sometimes. And there's always this tall man who's been following me like a shadow, and I remember him like being there whenever I was like younger too, and I just thought it was normal. Well, then whenever I got older, like of course, you know, you go over in like middle school and you exchange spooky stories, and apparently this is not a normal occurrence.
Oh, this is spooky stories you got? I thought it was real life.
Yeah, I'm like, I just thought it was real life. But apparently, if you talk about shadow people, they tend to like kind of spur up and like just kind of go where you talk to about them. But he's different. He goes to children who were abused and kind of looks after them into adulthood, and sometimes sticks around into adulthood.
Oh.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't know if it was the same because like I've seen him, like felt him quite a few times. And whenever I got pregnant with Luna, because I've talked to him too, but then there was another spirit that was also in the house that I could have been talking to, because like I'm never sure of who I'm talking to. Mm-hmm. And I told Logan, like, whenever you do that, you gotta like do it properly, but also know that they could just be completely bullshitting you at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So take everything with a grain of salt, right? Well, I basically told this entity, and I don't know if it was like Hat Man or if it was Riff, because at the time there was an entity following me around whose name was Riff, and I was like, I can't talk to you anymore because I'm pregnant, don't want anything attaching to this baby. And I sat down my pendulum and went to the other room because I was getting ready to go somewhere. And Logan, I think she wants down. Hold on, give me a second, guys.
Yeah.
Here, I'll get it.
Okay. I just think she's done. But
yeah.
Basically, the pendulum like goes flying off the sink and onto the floor, and I run back in there because I heard a loud like boom, and I was like, it broke. That's how mad he was at me that this thing broke.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you know what Logan blamed it on?
What?
Kelly, one of the cats got up there and probably swatted it off. I'm like, not with that force, and none of the cats were in the bathroom because they followed me out. And then whenever we were looking at houses, he's like, no, it has to be built within the last so many years because I'm not going to deal with you saying that the house is haunted. And I'm like, the land could be haunted. You never know.
Everything is haunted.
It is. Everything is haunted. Yeah. Objects are haunted. Why are you looking at me like that?
Your MacBook haunted?
Mm-hmm. Not yet.
If a spirit attaches itself to it.
Yeah. Ooh, Laura commented here and said in Samoa there's a spirit path through the islands where if you take a photo on it, it'll be distorted. That's really cool.
That is cool.
Mm.
Samoa, so that's in like, is that like Hawaiian?
I think it's near Hawaii. Hold on, I am going to check. I don't know if they're different.
Yes, do tell.
But oh yes, not Hawaii. So yeah, Hawaii is all the way up here, and then Samoa is all the way down here.
Cool.
Huh. That is so cool. Yeah, it's actually closer to it's like really north of New Zealand. I was gonna say yeah. Laura took the words right out of my mouth.
Yes, Laura.
Yeah. I have heard about that it's a beautiful country to go visit though.
Have you
go
heard
to
of like
places.
there's like this untouched island that's I think it's around New Zealand. I can't remember, but I was watching something on it where it's like still like undocumented or untouched land, and it's like there's a tribe there, and at one point in time this dude, like, the tribe has like basically made it clear that it doesn't want contact from the outside world, right?
Oh, I have heard of that one. I want to say it's close to India.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like New Zealand or India. I just knew it was. It's not around like North or South America.
No, because if it was near North America, the U.S. would have colonized it.
You're very right. Unfortunately, that would have been the case. But like, I think like at one point in time, the French government had to step in. That's where I was confused on where it was at, because I think and they were like, no, we have to leave it alone. I think what it was is that there was a French dude who thought he was going to go spread Christianity to this island, and the tribes people like killed him and like drug his body around on the beach.
Yes.
And
yeah,
like he was murdered, but he was also warned by the sailors who went there. Like they were like, not going to take you there, buddy. Too dangerous. And he paid the sailors or something like underneath the table, and they only took him so far, and then they're like, we're not getting in that little rowboat with you. You can go do this. So I'm not sure if the sailors were tribes, but I know that the tribes people were not, and they were just like, leave these people alone. And even whenever people fly drones around the island, they'll like throw spears and all sorts of stuff.
As they are entitled to.
Yeah. No, I
all they want to do is be left alone.
Yeah, they just want to stay in their little corner of the world and just be untouched.
Yeah. I respect that.
Like, I don't know why that dude wanted to go spread Christianity to him. Like, they're fine. Leave them be.
Yeah. I'm Christian, but I'm not a fan of missionaries.
I don't even know if it was like a missionary act. I think he just went by himself.
Missionaries do that. They go to places where they're not allowed to, and they're like, everyone needs to hear the word of God. And I'm just like,
is that a Catholic thing?
No. Yes and no. The Crusades were a Catholic thing, but a lot of missionaries are Christian.
Got you. See, I don't know all this stuff. I don't like. I try to think of it because I'm like, oh no, I'm just pagan, and I was like, no, maybe I'm neo-pagan. And I was like, no, I'm just a witch, and I was like, what am I? And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm a witch. I'm an enchantress. I do the things. I talk to the things. I was watching this YouTuber. I think her name is Mint Fairy Godmother. I follow her on Instagram too, and she's like very cottagecore fae witch, and I just adore her. Yes. And she was like, I call myself a fairy godmother. You don't have to call yourself a witch. You can be whatever you want to be. And I was like, yes, fairy godmother. I am an enchantress.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, it was great.
Mm-hmm.
So your mom was happy that this is our last one. Did you tell her we're doing it again next year?
I haven't brought that up to her yet, but
She was like, "Oh, it's your last one. You're talking about my favorite creature. Let me come." She was so. Did she ever watch these?
No. But yeah, she does know that I do them. But yeah, she's just like, no, don't you be talking about any of the supernatural things. You know, we stay away from those. And I'm like, okay. So no ghost stories for me, but I think one of my favorite stories from this whole thing was when I did the one from California. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I think Saka was on with us for that one.
No, I think it was Kahila. Was it Kahila?
No, Kahila was in the chat and she just walked back into it.
Oh, right.
And I was like, girl, you left at like the greatest time ever.
Yes. For those who didn't watch it, basically what it came down to was this beautiful model was married to like this older retired like Air Force pilot, and then like within 2 months of them being married, she like dismembered him and boiled his head and his hands, and then even kind of like put spices in the pot too to taste it. Oh, it was great. And
yeah, she didn't eat them. She just wanted to get a little taste.
Yeah, she just boiled them. And she only got second-degree murder.
Yeah.
And she's up for parole in like the next couple years.
Yeah.
So like honestly, good for her.
Living her best life.
Yes.
We stand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, I gotta plug my phone in.
It is all good. Laura says it's time for ice cream, which yes, never a bad time.
How's that? No, that's okay, guys. I'm just gonna hold you in my
It is all good. Ooh, a mermaid with snake bottom wants her to see a Melusian. Something like that.
Something. They're cool.
Something. Yeah. I think I want to say, like, do you remember back when like the Family Channel had like a Hercules cartoon of him being like in like high school and stuff? I'm pretty sure he got to fight one of those.
Yeah, I think they did that with the Emperor's New Groove too. They just put them all in high school.
Yep.
Logan, she just spilled it out.
That's not good.
Luna, do you want milk? She wants to lap it off the floor. She doesn't want it in her bottle.
That's cool. She'll build up a really good immune system that way.
Jordan. But yeah, everyone. This is the last one for the year. Next year, we're going to try to be more organized. Hopefully, we'll have a steady internet connection.
Yes.
I'm going to decorate next year, hopefully. I don't know about Jordan, but I'm going to put up like little jack-o'-lantern lights.
Oh, that'd be so cute. I should do that too next year. I could string them along my bookshelves.
Yeah,
over here.
Exactly.
I have my crow. He's chilling. He's chilling like right behind me though, like in this shelf. So like I'm in front of him constantly.
What are you working on for Nano? Are you doing Nano? I can't remember.
I don't know. I am currently planning on working on Project Daisy for it. I'm doing the little like sticky note scene cards for it, and I'm pretty happy with how it's working so far for me. Because it's like RP always says, the act of like writing it out instead of like typing it out, it just like I don't know, trigger something different in your mind.
Dopamine. It triggers dopamine in your mind whenever you write it out instead of typing it out, which is why I want to get a planner.
Yeah. So yes, I'm kind of organizing them into like chapters right now. So I have my like chapter 1 sticky notes and then chapter 2, and I'm just gonna kind of organize it like that. And then I'm going to type them out.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. How about you? Which you already said you're working on Project Fun with RP.
Yeah, we're doing Project Fun. We're being Nano Rebels this year.
Ooh.
Sorry, Luna's giving Logan a hard time.
That's all good. Aw. The poor thing.
Yeah, she's just tired and fighting everything right now.
I respect that.
I don't know where Blanky is, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to talk about on the stream, because this was our first year doing this. I know we're going to be doing it next year. We're going to make it an annual thing. So there's that, everyone. I don't know next year if we're going to start in September again and then run it all the way through October, or if we just want to do October. I'm sure we'll decide then, but
yeah, we'll think of something.
Yes, I'm trying to get Luna. Luna, you want to say hi? Yeah. Luna.
Does not want to say hi.
Her life is terrible right now. No one has it harder than a toddler.
Yes. Did you want to do your outro?
My outro? Yeah. So if you don't know, my name is Kelly. I write fantasy primarily. I do these things called mini stories once a month where I try to write in either a different genre, a different age category, or from a different perspective. And this month I am working on a story called The Witch Hat House. And at the end of the month, I upload said story onto my Wattpad account, which is at @awriting_dragon, all lowercase, if y'all are interested. Also, tomorrow, I think, is the last Cine stream as well. We're only doing the Cine streams in October, but RP has to get back with me on a time because apparently something came up with work, so we might have to adjust time. So it's not going to be 9 a.m. Eastern Standard. So that's happening tomorrow if you want to know more about Project Bun, our nano project. Also on Wednesday, I might be doing a pop-up stream. I'm still not sure, depends. And Friday, I'm going to be going live with Zara over on my channel as we do our planning with Pisceans, and that is going, that's going to be at like 2:30, I believe, on my channel, Eastern Standard Time. And if you have any last nano things that you need to check and get done, just pop in, bring your tarot cards, bullet journals, note cards, whatever you need to plan for the month ahead or do last minute outlining for the month ahead, because as I tell Logan, Nano is like the writing Olympics, but we all have the same goal.
Yep.
It's intense. And that's my outro. I think that's been the best outro I have ever given.
I think so too. And yes, if you don't know me, I am Jordan, writer, barista, and collector of mugs. And yes, I try to go do live streams at least once or twice a week. We're slowly getting back into that schedule, very slowly. This week, I don't think I'm going to do it, but we'll see. I am actually going to be joining Zara on her Nano kickoff stream next Sunday.
Me too.
Yeah, you too. And I believe that is at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. 8 a.m.
8 or 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going for a couple hours. It's going to be a good day.
Yes, we're going to have a good start. I believe there's going to be a lot of us out there. There's going to be like you and me, Kahila, Sage. I think Keelan's going to be there. Obviously, Zara. It's going to be a handful of fun people.
Yeah, it's going to be good times.
Yes.
All right. Well, have a lovely evening, everyone. And bye.
Bye.